You walk into a store, grab a brand new $1,000 television, and hand the cashier your credit card. The receipt says $1,000, but depending on how you manage your account over the next few weeks, that exact same television could end up costing you $1,200, $1,500, or even $2,000. This price variance is dictated by the grace period, a specific binary mechanism that determines whether the bank charges interest on your daily purchases. Maintaining this interest-free status is the difference between utilizing a line of credit for free or triggering a cycle of compounding debt. To see how this window operates, we have to look at a standard 30-day billing cycle. Throughout the month, every swipe is recorded on this timeline. On day 30, the cycle ends. The bank sweeps everything into a single pile, your statement balance. By law, they add a 21-day gap before the bill is due. This is the grace period. During this window, the bank is lending you the money at a 0% interest rate. But that interest-free loan is conditional, and the bank will revoke it the moment a single repayment threshold is missed. The grace period is not a permanent right attached to your card. It is a status that must be actively defended every single month. Let's go back to that $1,000 television. The billing cycle closes, and your statement balance is exactly $1,000. In our first scenario, you transfer exactly $1,000 from your checking account on or before the due date. Because you cleared the entire balance, the bank charges you nothing in interest. You fulfilled the condition. The system resets, and your grace period remains fully intact for the next month of purchases. Now let's look at the alternative. The bill arrives, and you decide to pay only $500 of that $1,000 statement balance. Miss the total statement balance by even a single dollar, and the protection of the grace period shatters instantly. The bank converts your card's annual percentage rate into a daily periodic rate and starts calculating interest on that remaining $500 every single day. This calculation compounds. The interest the bank adds to your debt today will generate its own interest charges tomorrow. Leaving any fraction of the statement balance unpaid subjects the entire remaining debt to aggressive daily math. Losing that 0% window on your existing debt is expensive, but it triggers a secondary penalty that alters the rules for future transactions. Let's say the very next day you use that exact same credit card to buy a $5 coffee. Without an active grace period, there is no interest-free window for new charges. Interest starts accruing on that coffee the moment the transaction posts to your account. If you had paid your full statement balance last month, you could have floated the cost of that coffee for nearly 50 days before paying interest. By carrying a balance, the credit card transforms from a free 30-day loan into a high-interest meter running on every single swipe. To manage this system, you have to decode the interface. Credit card statements present 3 different numbers with very different financial implications. The current balance is the real-time sum of all debt, including new purchases that haven't been officially billed yet. The minimum payment is the absolute floor required to keep your account current and avoid technical default. Paying only the minimum is a trap. It barely reduces the principal, ensuring that interest charges continue to accrue on the bulk of the balance. This chart shows how these 3 numbers compare. The minimum payment sits in a red danger zone, while the current balance fluctuates in neutral territory. The statement balance is the optimal target, the specific threshold required to keep your interest costs at 0. For the consumer aiming to avoid all interest charges, the statement balance is the precise target required to neutralize the bank's daily interest calculations. If you are currently carrying a balance and accruing interest, it is possible to restore your account to its optimal state. Resetting this interest-free status typically requires paying your statement balance in full for 2 consecutive billing cycles. The foundational rule of smart credit usage is simple. Never make a transaction unless the liquid cash is already in your bank account. Once you have the cash ready, configure your account's autopay to withdraw the exact statement balance every single month to keep your grace period protected. The credit card system is built on interest-bearing calculations, but the grace period allows consumers to bypass costs entirely by navigating these rules.